What's happening, guys? I'm Seth, and this is Acquired Salary. Today, I'm going to be ranking financial advice in a tier list. This should cover close to every fundamental piece of financial advice you can find on the internet, so lock in to learn the fundamentals of building wealth. Before we do, though, if you appreciate me doing videos like this, go ahead and gently tap that like button. I'd love to see this video hit 30 likes. With that, let's jump into things. To kick things off, we're going to start with automated savings and bill payment. Manually transferring savings or remembering to pay bills increases the chances of forgetting or overspending before saving. Automation ensures that a portion of your income goes directly into savings or investments before you even see it, making it easier to stick to your financial goals. Many successful savers use a pay yourself first approach, and this also helps you prevent and avoid late fees, and overall it will help you improve your credit score. So allocating savings before spending, automating investments into a 401k or an IRA, it takes the emotion out of investing, which helps you stay consistent regardless of market fluctuations. Overall, automated savings and bill payment is definitely an S-tier financial habit. Next, we have budgeting and tracking expenses. So budgeting is the cornerstone of financial success because it allows you to control where your money goes. Without a budget, it's easy to overspend and live paycheck to paycheck, even with a high income. It's like the saying goes, fail to plan, plan to fail. And tracking expenses helps identify wasteful spending and ensures you're living within your means. A well-planned financial budget allows for comfortably paying off debt or retiring early. Apps like Credit Karma or spreadsheets can simplify the process of creating a budget. Those who track spending tend to accumulate wealth faster and experience less financial stress, making budgeting and tracking your expenses another S-tier financial habit. Next up, we have building an emergency fund. An emergency fund acts as a financial safety net, preventing you from relying on high-interest credit cards or loans when unexpected expenses arise. Ideally, you should have somewhere between 3 and 6 months worth of expenses saved, and especially with this current economy and job market, it might be even better if you have 6 to 12 months, if not longer. These funds help protect you in case of losing a job, medical bills, car repairs, or home emergencies. If you own a home, it can be very expensive if you have one of your major appliances break or something along those lines. So without it, a single financial setback can lead you into a debt spiral, and having an emergency fund gives you peace of mind, knowing that you can handle unexpected situations. The key is to keep it liquid, so something like a high-yield savings account rather than tying it up in investments or CDs. Overall, having a emergency fund is definitely one of the most important things. So this is, again, another S-tier financial habit. Next up, we've got a weird one here, buying a brand new car instead of a used car. So this is probably just outright the worst financial advice you can ever hear. Yeah, sure, your new car is not going to have the same maintenance requirements as an old car, but new cars lose 20 to 30% of their value within the first year due to depreciation, pretty much as soon as you drive it off the lot. So unless leasing for business or tax benefits, buying a gently used car, preferably at that 5-year mark, because that's when depreciation rate slows down, is ideal, and it avoids the steepest depreciation while still having modern features. So many people overextend their budget on car loans specifically, leading to high monthly payments and interest. A reliable used car can provide the same utility at much less cost, and investing the difference in savings or assets is far more beneficial than spending the extra money on a depreciating vehicle. Also, one of the rules that I like to follow is if you're not making six figures, you shouldn't have a car payment. And even if you are making six figures and you have a functioning car, why have a car payment when you can invest the money elsewhere? So buying new instead of used is definitely a D tier piece of financial advice. Absolutely avoid it at all costs. If anything, you should do the opposite. You should always buy used around that 5-year mark if you're in the car market. Next up, we've got diversifying your investments. So putting all your money in a single stock, industry, or investment class is extremely risky. So market downturns, company failures, or economic crashes can wipe out your savings, especially if you're not diversified. Investing across different asset channels, so stocks, bonds, real estate, commodities, and ETFs, spreads this risk out and increases the stability. Obviously, you're not going to avoid the systemic market risk. Like, if the overall market everywhere is going down, you're probably going to see your investments go down. But if you're diversified, if one specific industry that you're invested in goes down, the other industries that you're invested in probably might not see that same decline, and it helps protect against massive losses. And it's just that age-old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Even within a stock portfolio holding a mix of domestic and international stocks, large cap, small cap, ensures a balanced risk exposure. This is a very important piece of advice. However, if you're just getting started in investing, you probably don't have enough money to have an incredibly diversified portfolio outside of index funds. So diversifying investments is definitely important in the long run, getting you an A tier rank. Now, before I go on any further, if you're liking what you're hearing, I'd greatly appreciate if you drop a like on the video and share it with someone that might benefit from its message, because it is word of mouth referrals like this that help to grow Acquired Salary's reach, so I can continue to give you free tools, information, and perspectives to help you live the life that you want. Next up, we've got dollar cost averaging in investments. So dollar cost averaging means investing a fixed amount of money regularly. This could be monthly, quarterly, weekly, regardless of market conditions. This strategy helps avoid emotional investing mistakes and smooths out market fluctuations. It's ideal for long-term investors who don't want to time the market. However, if a lump sum is available, studies suggest investing all at once often leads to higher returns. But again, it all kind of depends on timing. And this is all a result of compounding interest. Dollar cost averaging is best for those who are investing paycheck by paycheck or nervous about market volatility. While effective, it's not the most optimal strategy for those with large cash reserves that are ready to invest. So dollar cost averaging, if you're investing, great. You're probably dollar cost averaging in the first place. So I'm going to put this as B tier because you've already got to accept some of the S tier financial habits before you're even to the point of dollar cost averaging. Next up, we've got extreme budgeting, so no enjoyment spending. Cutting out all of your discretionary spending, such as entertainment, dining out, or hobbies. It may seem like a fast track to saving, because it is, but it often leads to budget burnout. Depriving yourself of too much can cause frustration, leading to overspending later on. A budget should be sustainable, allocating a reasonable portion of fun while still meeting your financial goals. The best approach is prioritize spending on what truly brings value instead of eliminating all unnecessary purchases. Again, balance is key, so too much restriction can make savings feel like a punishment instead of a lifestyle choice. So extreme budgeting, where you're cutting out all the enjoyment spending. I'm going to have to put this in D tier just because the chances of burnout. Next up, we've got investing for retirement, so using a 401k, an IRA, or index funds. Again, time is the most valuable asset in investing due to compound interest. Investing in retirement accounts like 401k or IRA early allows your money to grow exponentially. And the exponential growth, if you start investing every dollar you invest at the age of 20, compounded with average returns of the S&P 500 index, which is like 7 to 9%, turns into $77 by the time you retire. So that's the effect of compounding interest, and a huge bonus of investing for retirement through employer-sponsored 401ks is you likely begin to get the opportunity of employer matching. And this is essentially free money, and its tax advantages in these accounts allow for more significant long-term growth. Index funds such as the S&P 500 ETFs are, again, low-risk ways to build wealth over decades. Delaying retirement investing means you're going to have to save significantly more later to catch up. So the earlier that you start, the less you need to invest each month to reach your financial independence. So investing in retirement is, again, an S-tier habit, especially if you want to build wealth and potentially retire early. Next piece of financial advice that you often see people that are looking to retire early or just live a good financial life are always talking about living below your means. So spending less than you earn is one of the simplest yet most powerful financial principles. Many high-income earners still struggle because they inflate their lifestyles instead of saving more. So cutting unnecessary expenses and prioritizing long-term financial health over short-term luxuries ensures financial stability. People who practice this habit can save more, invest more, and retire early. And living below your means doesn't mean being cheap. It means being intentional in your spending. Instead of upgrading to a bigger house or a luxury car when income rises, directing extra money towards assets that generate wealth is a smarter choice. So in terms of lifestyle habits, I would say living below your means, it's definitely an A-tier one. And next up, we've got maintaining a good credit score. In terms of a high credit score, typically above 700, saves you thousands over a lifetime because you qualify for the lower interest rates on loans and credit cards. This makes home buying, car financing, and even rental applications much cheaper and easier. A poor credit score, on the other hand, can lead to higher insurance premiums, fewer financial options, and rejected loan applications. The key to maintaining a good score is paying bills on time, keeping credit utilization low, and not opening too many accounts too quickly. And a good credit score is an asset. It can open financial doors and provide more flexibility. This means that maintaining a good credit score is going to be an A-tier piece of financial advice. Again, this is all just general financial advice. But moving on, we've got minimalist or frugal living. It's similar to living below your means. However, minimalism encourages spending less on material possessions and focusing on experiences or financial freedom. While it can lead to lower expenses and higher savings, it's not for everyone. Extreme frugality can make life unenjoyable. It's similar to the extreme budgeting. So if you're not enjoying life as much, it's not going to be balanced enough for you. Again, it's important to understand balance, and cutting unnecessary spending while still enjoying life is ideal. Many millionaires practice stealth wealth, which is choosing to live modestly despite having money. Frugality is most effective when used intentionally, and it's not used as a deprivation strategy. So living frugally is going to get C tier because you're taking a step above and you're closer to being more in balance than extreme budgeting with no enjoyment spending. But for many people, the most sustainable piece is going to be just living below your means. Next up, we've got negotiating salaries and raises. Many people leave money on the table, especially if they're not negotiating their salary. Employers expect negotiation, and failing to negotiate can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime due to missed salary increases and lower starting pay. Research shows that people who negotiate earn 7 to 10% more on average than those who don't. And the key is doing your research through companies like Glassdoor, PayScale, and highlighting your value so that you can be confident in your request. Even a small raise compounds over time, leading to larger retirement contributions and investment growth. Negotiation is especially important for high-paying careers where raises build upon each other. And when it comes to the whole budgeting side of things, you can budget as much as you want and you can minimize your expenses as much as you want, but the most that you can do in terms of expenses is bring your expenses down to zero. When it comes to making more money, it is theoretically uncapped. You can make as much money as you want as long as you're providing the world with enough value. So negotiating salary and raises is definitely an S tier piece of advice when it comes to building wealth and becoming financially independent. Next up, we've got paying off high interest debt quickly. Debt with high interest, especially credit card debt, can quickly snowball and become unmanageable. Paying only the bare minimum balance means that you're going to be stuck in debt for years, often paying more in interest than the original amount borrowed. Using any of Dave Ramsey's approaches, you can use the avalanche method, so you pay the highest interest first, or the snowball method, which is paying the smallest balance first, can help eliminate debt efficiently. Once high interest debt is paid off, more money can be directed towards savings and investing, which helps to build wealth instead of going towards interest payments. Reducing debt also improves your credit score, making borrowing cheaper in the future if you're looking to invest into a house. And we always talk about in people that look to build wealth and become financially independent is the effect of compound interest. Well, high interest debt is the same concept, except that compounding interest is working against you. So you want to get this done as soon as possible, making paying off high interest debt a S tier piece of advice. Next up, we've got real estate investing. Owning rental properties or investing in real estate can build wealth, but it requires capital, knowledge, and risk management. Unlike stocks, real estate investments have higher upfront costs, maintenance responsibilities, and market fluctuations. However, they offer passive, quote-unquote, income and tax benefits, especially if they're done correctly. The downside is that it can be stressful dealing with tenants, repairs, or market crashes. Real estate investing is great for long-term wealth, but it isn't always beginner-friendly. Those who are financially stable and well-researched can benefit greatly, while others may find stocks a simpler, hands-off investment. I'm a huge fan of real estate investing, and some of the most millionaires are made with real estate investing, so I'm going to have to put real estate investing as A tier, but there is a little bit of a barrier to entry to real estate investing. Next up, we've got side hustles and passive income streams. Having multiple income sources creates financial security and can help accelerate savings, investing, and debt repayment. Side hustles like freelancing, consulting, e-commerce, or gig work allow people to earn extra money outside of their main job. Passive income such as dividends, rental income, royalties, or affiliate marketing builds long-term wealth with minimal ongoing effort. However, side hustles require time, effort, and skill development, so they aren't always feasible for everyone. The best ones align with personal interests and scalable opportunities. A well-managed side hustle can provide financial independence faster than relying on a single job, but many people often can end up spreading themselves too thin. I'm going to say it's C tier. If you have the time and the mental fortitude to devote yourself to side hustles and building up passive income, I definitely think it's a good idea, but there are other more fundamental things that you should prioritize, in my personal opinion. Next up, we've got timing the stock market. Many investors attempt to buy low, sell high, but research shows that even professionals fail to time the market, especially over the long run. The stock market is unpredictable, and missing just a few of the best days can significantly impact returns. Passive investing in index funds has historically outperformed most active trading strategies. Those who try and time the market often end up buying high out of excitement and selling low out of fear. Instead of focusing on long-term investments, instead of focusing on long-term investments as someone trying to time the market, you're missing out on a lot of opportunity for return, and you're devoting a lot of mental energy to it. So long-term investing with consistent contributions is far more reliable than gambling on short-term price movements, making timing the stock market a D tier return for financial independence. It's going to take a lot more effort and many years to even get a semblance of a good system set up. And even still, if you get a good system set up, you're probably not going to outperform the market in the long run. Next up, we have tracking your net worth over time. Your net worth, which is simply your assets minus your liabilities, is a big picture snapshot of your financial health. While income and budgeting are crucial, net worth reveals whether wealth is actually growing. Tracking it over time helps you identify financial progress, adjust strategies, and avoid hidden financial traps like increasing debt or stagnant savings. Many people believe they're doing well financially because they have a high salary, but without tracking assets, your investments, savings, or real estate, and your debts, loans, and credit cards, they might be treading water. Free tools like Excel or Empower help you track your net worth over time and can really simplify the process. So I'm going to say this is an A tier piece of information. Obviously, if you implement all the S tier, the likelihood that your net worth is going up and you're actually building wealth is going to be really high. However, the best way to know if you're actually building wealth is to track your net worth. Next up, we have using coupons and cashback apps. Coupons and cashback apps like Rakuten, Honey, and Ibotta offer small but consistent savings on everyday purchases over time. These savings can add up to hundreds of dollars per year. However, relying too much on coupons can lead to unnecessary spending on things that you wouldn't normally buy. Again, this is pretty much all marketing. This strategy works best for people who have planned to buy a certain thing and you're just waiting for the coupon to get it at the best price. It is more efficient when combined with reward, credit cards, and cashback stacking. While it won't make or break financial success, it is a useful habit for frugally minded people. But again, the trade-offs of potentially spending way more than you intended because you're falling victim to marketing makes this a D tier piece of financial advice to build wealth. Next up, we have using credit cards responsibly, rewards and cashback specifically. When used properly, credit cards can be a great financial tool. Many offer cashback, travel rewards, purchase protection, and extended warranties. However, they must be used strategically. By paying the balance in full every month to avoid any interest charges, anytime you carry over a balance, it leads to high interest debt that negates any benefit that you might have gotten from the cashback. The best practice is to treat credit cards like a debit card. Only spend what you can afford to pay off immediately, and if used wisely, credit cards can provide free perks and build credit history while increasing your financial flexibility without any downsides. However, a lot of people can struggle with using credit cards responsibly. This is going to land it in B tier. The opposite of using credit cards responsibly is using a credit card without a plan. Credit cards can be useful tools, but again, reckless spending, carrying a balance, or only making minimum payments can lead to crippling debt. Many people fail to fall into this trap. Many people fall into this trap of overspending due to the ease of swiping a card without realizing how much they owe. Interest rates on unpaid balances are often 15 to 25%, making purchases significantly more expensive over time. Responsible credit card users pay off their balances in full each month and are solely using it for rewards, cashback, or building credit. Again, without a solid plan, credit cards can quickly become a debt trap rather than any sort of beneficial financial tool. So, credit cards without a plan is definitely a D tier habit for building wealth. Overall, I'm curious, what do you think? Please share your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Did I miss anything? Or are there some other things that you'd like you like and you have applied to helping build your wealth. And if you've made it this far into the video, you may as well subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on videos just like this one in the future. Until next time, thank you.